Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's me, Mangjoze, and before anything else, I would just like to greet each and every one of you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. So, literally, just finished our Christmas Eve dinner last night, and medyo magulo pa nga dito sa bahay kasi nagluto, ganyan. Di pa nakapag-ayos. So, kung makikita niyo yung paligid ko, maalat ba? Anyway, so, as part of our Paano Ka Nakapunta Dito sa New Zealand mini-series, or How Did You Migrate Here, I've actually prepared something for you guys. So, I actually interviewed a licensed immigration advisor. So she's also Filipino, and I took some of your comments from the comment section of my videos, and I tried to ask her. Buti na lang hindi niya ako chinarge sa mga pagtatanong ko. But ayan, this is just to help you figure out yung iba't ibang mga questions, no, na surrounding the immigration New Zealand today, or some of your questions na pwede ba to, pwede ba ganyan. So I didn't want to really get into it kasi nga she's just giving me her free time para ma-interview, ganyan. Which she should actually be charging me para sa mga tanong na yon. But ayan, I'm really thankful for her to for granting my request to have an interview with her. And she's a licensed immigration advisor. You can find her details at www.iaa.co.nz. I'll put all the links to her details, to her company's details, and ayan. So, ayan. Anyway, we'll get started para mapanood nyo yung interview ko sa kanya. She also lives here in Christchurch, but akala ko kasi taga Auckland siya. So we had the interview via Zoom. But anyway, the important thing is I was able to interview her, and ayan, yung may mga questions dyan regarding immigration. I hope masagot namin dito sa interview na to. And yeah, so let's get to it, no? By the way, her name is Miss Aileen Aprecio, and ma'am, I really appreciate your time that you've given our viewers to answer all those questions. No, thank you very much, and let's get started with the video interview. See you in a bit. So, hey guys, so welcome back, and ayan, so we're here and we're currently speaking with the Ma'am Aileen Aprecio. She's an immigration advisor here in New Zealand, and she's working for Enzicon. So, lahat ng details nila, I'll put it on the description. Ayan. So, ma'am, thank you for granting my request to interview you. It's mostly because marami ring nagtatanong sa akin, and actually I'm not an immigration advisor. So, ako rin maraming tanong, no? So, ang pwede ko lang talagang masagot out of the questions that are being asked to me is yung, syempre, yung mga personal experience ko when we were applying. So, ayan guys. So, Ma'am Aileen, welcome to my channel. So, ayan. Ma'am Aileen, alam ko meron tayong preset questions na sinend ko sa inyo. Pero, Meron akong unang tanong lang, no? Ano lang to? Sa maikli lang. May how did COVID affect yung work nyo, no? So hindi, not particularly the immigration. Alam naman natin lahat na the borders are closed. Wala pang pumapasok ngayon. But personally, yung as an immigration advisor, paano naka-affect sa inyo yung COVID?
Yeah. Firstly, good day sa iyo, Jose. We don't know. It's good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening sa mga viewers mo at subscribers, no? And yeah, NCCON stands for Eagles, New Zealand Immigration Consulting. So I am a licensed immigration advisor based here in Christchurch, New Zealand, which is the South Island part of the country. Yeah, going to your question, yes, it is true. I think we don't only feel the impact of this COVID dito sa mga type of work namin, no? But it's a global impact, no? And considering that we are a conduit to Immigration New Zealand and our clients are those applicants overseas and even onshore. So kung walang papasok dito na, na mga migrant, affected din kami, terribly affected because sa ngayon, yung tinatawag natin Immigration New Zealand, which is the uh, governing body for migrants, those who are coming, eh, sinarado din ang border, sinarado din ang services nila. And even dun sa mga visa processing center overseas, throughout the world, sinara nila. And then it was only recently na nabuksan yung Beijing branch and somewhere in Europe na or kaya dito sa part ng also ng other parts of sa Europe. So wala talagang sa palagay ko, no, hindi lang kaming mga advisor affected kundi lahat ng type of work. At sa awa naman ng Diyos, merong mga onshore applicants, so hindi pa naman kami nalulugi. We have friends who still believe in our capabilities.
Tsaka dagdag ko lang, no, here sa New Zealand, yung may subsidy naman ng pinoprovide yung government. So kung nawalan ka ng work because of COVID, nagbibigay sila ng subsidy. So
correct, that's correct. So para mag-survive yung mga businesses dito. So because of that, nakasurvive tayo. We have food on the table.
Yun po yung yun ang importante, no, yung makapag-provide sa families. So speaking of providing for families, most of us, well, I could only speak for myself, no. Pero I think it's the same for everybody na kaya lahat gusto hindi man lahat, no. Kaya madalas nag-a-aspire pumunta abroad, particularly dito sa New Zealand, is to provide for the family, no. So let's go on to my first question, no, ma'am. So if I am planning to migrate or I'm planning to work here at New Zealand, how do I explore the best applicable visa for me?
That's yeah, I think that's a very broad question, and with the objective of what you said, it's how can I work? How can I go abroad to, to have work and to provide for my family, to earn an income, a bigger income. Okay. Although Immigration New Zealand is still open to receive workers, and pero nga umunti na ngayon, because of the COVID crisis. Now, although it's broad, kasi meron kami tinatawag ng mga licensed advisors na kailangan mo munang i-assess para capable siya. Pero ito yung tip ko sa inyo. Ang una, para pag wala kayong alam tungkol dun sa paano magtrabaho, paano mag-migrate dito sa New Zealand is you need to go to the Immigration New Zealand website. So, pakinote mo na lang, maybe on your link, kung ano yung website. So, you need to go to www.immigration.gov.nz. So, we call it here in New Zealand as dab shortcut. That immigration.gov.nz. So pag napunta ka sa website na yun, marami ka makikitang mga buttons, ano, yung mga different topics. Now, if you wanna go and see kung capable ka to work, punta ka doon sa link ng skills in demand, no? Yung tinatawag na essential skills in demand lists. So pag kinlik mo yon, marami kang makikita, may nakalagay long-term skill shortage o kaya yung regional skill shortage. So pag nakita mo yon, may lalabas ng mga different types of occupations or tinatawag namin mga skills and yung mga shortages sa different regions here in New Zealand. Then hanapin mo kung yung occupation mo or yung skill mo will match on any of those. Then at least you will have a leverage kung matatanggap ka dito. And then secondly, maghanap ka na ng trabaho. Sabi, ito, may skill ako, carpenter ako, experience ako, for example. Then, maghanap ka ng trabaho. Paano ka maghahanap ng trabaho? Wala kang kilala dito, for example. So, ang gagawin mo, you can browse on Google or ask from your friends sa Facebook na nandito na kung ano yung agency dyan sa Philippines na nag-recruit ng mga workers. Now, kung di sila nagre-recruit o wala kang mahanap, you need to go to the website of Immigration New Zealand. Yun yung www.seek.co.nz.
You mean po yung yung mga job websites?
Yeah. Yung e-recruitment tinatawag, no?
E-recruitment.
Job websites. Okay. And then secondly, yung trademe.co.nz. So doon medyo broad yon. So click mo lang yung mga job opportunities. So makikita mo lahat yon may mga pinopost na mga job vacancies sa New Zealand. And then also meron akong i-recommend yung sa www.careers careers.co.nz. So pag binuksan mo yon, meron doon database ng mga jobs. So doon maghahanap ka ng possibilities,
I'm not aware of that, ma'am, yung careers.co.nz.
Correct.
Hindi ako aware dyan. So yun, dagdag yan. Kasi usually I give out seek.co.nz. Actually, yung trade me kasi puro puro marketplace na yung tinitignan ko doon. Hindi ako tinitingin ng jobs doon. So isasama ko na rin siya sa mga links na ipoprovide ko.
Yes. Very useful para sa kanila. No? Maghanap sila. And then, doon sa careers.co.nz, meron doon na parang tip how to prepare your CV, yung curriculum vitae or what we call in the Philippines as resume. No? And kasi meron sila acceptable format dito. So kapag masyado kang maraming sinusulat, minsan kasi tamad din silang magbasa ng mahaba. No? So you need to really shorten and make it succinct na tinatawag, no, or concise yung CV, and then how to make a cover letter or job application letter. So yun, and then you can submit online, scan and submit it. So yun yung mga paraan paano gagawin, no, para makapag-apply ka ng trabaho dito. Now, siyempre pag merong nag-respond the employer from New Zealand, ang immediate doon is magre-reply sila sa iyo through your email. So dapat meron kang sinet up na email mo or mobile number. And then they will set up some kind of an interview with you, which usually is being held sa Skype video interview or dito sa Zoom. So pag medyo naka-first base ka na, naka-in ka na, foot on the door, tinatawag natin, then yun medyo may leverage ka na. And then just try your best to answer, and then yung experience mo. And then they'll give you a job offer. Send nila sa email mo. Pag nag-job offer ka na-receive mo na, negotiated na yung salary mo, then you need the help of an immigration license advisor. Paano ka mag-a-apply ng work visa dito, no? So, yun. So, hindi ka pwede pupunta dito just with that application. You need to apply for an essential skills work visa dito sa New Zealand. Now, you need to seek a license advisor tulad ko para matulungan ka. So, You can check all the licensed advisors dito sa website na to, www.iaa.govt.nz. So,
Okay.
nandun lahat ng mga list ng licensed advisor. So,
Yan.
mamili ka na doon kung sinong gusto mo
Yan. Pwede nyo
makausap.
piliin si ma'am. Nandun din siya sa www.iaa.gov.nz.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
nandun yung details
GOVT.
niya. So, kung may kailangan kayo, you need advice, hanapin nyo, Ma'am
Salamat.
Aileen Aprecio. Para
Alright. Thank you.
yan.
Okay.
Yan
So,
ang
yun
agad
po
hanapin
yung...
nyo, huwag na kayong tumingin sa iba.
yun po yung pwede nating magawa para makahanap tayo ng trabaho dito. Okay?
Yep. So, ma'am, next question, no? Which is, ito, maraming tatanong nito eh. IELTS or
Yeah.
English Proficiency Exams, whatever it's called talaga. Requirement ba talaga siya? Or may kasi for me, ako hindi namin requirement during our time. Wala kaming IELTS. But now, I think the process has changed. So, ayun. Baka pwede nyo lang kami bigyan ng insight yung mga visa na may kailangan ng IELTS or ganyan. So, ayan.
Right. Okay. I've written some notes here, Jose, and
Opo.
if you want mine, I can just read over
Sige po.
yung
Sige po.
mga response ko, no? And yeah, yung tanong mo na kailangan ba ng IELTS, no? Hindi kailangan ng IELTS sa lahat ng visa application. Okay? So that's one thing that's positive. Saan mo kailangan ng IELTS? So yung IELTS is only required for specific visa requirements. For example, doon sa mga countries na ang English is not the first language, like for example,
Like
Philippines or
yeah.
China, Thailand, gano'n, kailangan din talaga ng minimum English requirement. Saan kailangan nito? So, kung gusto mo mag-aral dito, if you want to study here and obtain a qualification in New Zealand, then the schools, it depends on the course that you're gonna be taking. Usually, yung mga tertiary qualification na tinatawag, all schools require a minimum standard of English language, which is usually depending on the course, starts from an IELTS band score of 5.0 up to and above, no? Pero for example, kung gusto mo mag-take the master's degree or postgraduate diploma, usually ang mga hinihingi ng schools dito is an IELTS band score of 6.0 and above. So, yun. Kapag gusto mo mag-aral dito, required yan. Secondly, saan kailangan ng IELTS? Ang IELTS is required if you will apply for residence under the skilled migrant category.
Yep.
Now, doon wala yan. Before 2016, kailangan lang ipakita mo lang yung English as medium of instruction natin, no, a certificate. Pero nagbago kasi, may mga migrants dito that they couldn't really practice speaking English while New Zealand is an English-speaking country. So, they would want to ensure na kapag pupunta ka dito, marunong ka mag-English.
Yep.
So, pag nag-apply ka na residence under SMC, ang required sa principal applicant is 6.5 band score. Okay?
Okay.
Merong other medium of English test, hindi lang IELTS. Meron tinatawag na
yung PTE po ba yan? PTE or PET?
Oo, PTE. Oo. So, person test, no? PTE. So, meron pang ibang other test that will be equivalent doon sa IELTS na required na 6.5 band score. Pag kasama mo naman sa residence ang partner or spouse at saka dependents, ang required sa kanila is 5.0 band score.
Okay. So, mas mababa pala ang requirement.
Oo. Pag sa partner at saka sa dependent, no?
Buti na lang
eligible
wala kaming
dependent.
IELTS.
Yun nga. Unfortunately, marami ngayong skilled na employee dito, hindi maka-apply ng residence.
Oo, dahil
because of this requirement. Hindi na makuha yung 6.5 band score. Mahirap kasi. So
mahirap nga.
yun lang yung mga need for an IELTS. Of course, meron din yung tinatawag na category, visa category like investor category. Kailangan din ng IELTS yun.
Ah,
So it really depends on your visa application. Okay.
okay. So yan guys, IELTS depending on the visa you're trying to apply at yung yung level din no ng gusto mong pasukin when it comes to yung pag gusto mong mag-student dito no. So pero required siya. So sa iba siguro pag direct hire ma'am no, like for example if you got a job offer tapos ano na-hire ka and then nakapunta ka dito, you don't need IELTS, di ba? You only need
Yeah,
the
that's correct.
IELTS once you want to apply for your residency. So,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, and also yung study,
Oh,
yung
study.
student visa.
Yan. So, ma'am, meron ako, yung question ko next is, pag-combining ko na to kasi parang medyo, ano siya eh, medyo related. So, the next question is about age ng applicant plus sa family. So, um, I'm basing this on a comment sa isa sa mga videos ko na yung father niya is nandito sa New Zealand and he is already of age. Pwede ba siyang kunin ng tatay niya? So, in general, para bang yung rules with regards to sponsoring a family member at saka yung age ng applicant, kailan pwedeng i-sponsor, kailan pwedeng hindi, at ano yung parang maximum ba na age para makapag-apply. Kasi marami rin nagtatanong from Saudi, I'm already 55 years old, I'm already 57 years old, can I still apply for work at New Zealand? So, ayun.
Okay.
Maganda lang sana galing sa inyo kasi ako, ang alam ko lang po is if you're on a work visa, if you're applying for work at na-hire ka with a work visa, wala yatang limit or dapat lang yata hindi ka senior. Hindi ako sure ha. Pero kapag ka yung SMC, ito sure ako, 55 years old and below yung SMC. So yan. Yun lang alam ko sa ngayon. So baka pwede nyo linawin, ma'am.
Okay. Right. If you want to work here in New Zealand, there is no limitation for age. No? Kung kahit na 55 ka or above, pag gusto mo, kung tatanggap ko for as long as you are a skilled person, you have a skill or an occupation that is needed or in demand here or under skill shortage here in New Zealand, age doesn't matter. For as long as you can prove to Immigration New Zealand that you are in an acceptable standard of health. No, yung siyempre usually pag may edad ka, nagkakaroon ka rin ng konting sakit, no, yung mga pre-existing disease. But take note that if you're gonna be working here, meron din tayong tinatawag na medical tests, no, or health requirements.
Yeah.
You'll have to go through a chest X-ray and medical requirements. Although it doesn't matter about the age, no. Yun ang concern lang.
So I could be like 75 years old as long as I'm in good health and I could contribute to New Zealand's economy by being sorry. So as long as for example, I'm 75 years old, as long as I'm healthy, I'm in good shape, and I could contribute to New Zealand's economy by being a skilled worker, pwede ako mag-apply.
Yes, absolutely. Walang problema. Pero hindi lang skill. Sabi ko nga, I would repeat, hindi lang skill ang tinetest sa'yo. Even if you are skilled, natanggap ka, meron ka ng job offer, ang next step mo is magpapamedical ka.
Okay.
So kailangan you must be on an acceptable standard of health based on the standard of Immigration New Zealand. Tapos you must be of good character, meaning wala kang criminal conviction.
Okay.
So yun yung mga mandatory na requirement sa essential skills work visa application. So tatandaan niyo po yun, no? So kung kailangan niya that Immigration New Zealand thinks that you can contribute, yeah, that's fine. That's practically fine. as long as you can pass the other requirements. Yun.
So yung, ma'am, yung balik ko lang, quick answer na lang dun sa yung pag-sponsor. So kunyari ako, I have my kid na nasa Pilipinas and he is of age, siguro 23 years old, 25 years old. Makukuha ko ba siya or kailangan niyang kumuha ng sarili niyang visa?
Yeah, that's a good question, Jose. If your dad or yung relative mo dito, or of course yung first degree mo na relative like your father or your mother is working here, and then you are of age. So I am not very sure about yung ibig sabihin ng of age, pero kung ang eligible dependent kang, ibig sabihin ng eligible dependent dito of a work visa or temporary work visa holder, is only from 19 and below. No? Pwede ka. And you must prove that you are substantially or totally dependent upon maybe parents or an adult for financial support. So kapag 19 ka, nagtatrabaho ka na, usually mag-graduate na yan, full-time, hindi ka na pwedeng considered as eligible dependent. So yung dad mo, kung may edad ka na, to sponsor you for a work is hindi pwede.
Okay.
So it is not permitted for a work visa holder to sponsor a work visa holder, a work visa application unless the partner, the husband can sponsor the spouse. For example, on an open work visa. Yung partner na tinatawag, partnership-based
pero
work
yung
visa.
anak, hindi siya po pwede, no?
Hindi
so,
po.
sariling sikap yung anak dapat.
Yes. Okay. So, yung anak po, kunyari, gumraduate na siya, may edad na, 20 na, has to apply for her or his own visa on their own.
Okay.
So, ganun na. So, individual application na po yun.
And ma'am, thanks for clarifying that, no? Kasi isa yan sa mga questions, yung age, tsaka yung
so, tandaan po nila, 19 years old and below lang po ang eligible dependent ng temporary work visa holder or work, yeah.
So, next question, ma'am, no? Dalawang question na rin to. I think I could combine these two questions, no? So, ako, katulad ko, we applied, me and my wife, we applied for skilled migrant category visa, no? SMC. So, pwede ka bang mag-apply na single ka lang? And pwede ka rin bang mag-apply na, kunyari, ikaw lang, as primary applicant, ikaw lang. Tapos yung asawa mo, iiwan mo muna sa Pilipinas, ikaw muna yung mag-work dito. Or mas beneficial ba na isama mo na yung buong family dun sa application mo?
Yep, that's a good question, Jose. Pag mag-apply ka ng skilled migrant category dito, under residence category, yung civil status mo doesn't matter, no? Whether single ka or married ka or with family, no? Anong difference nun? Siguro yung single, pag apply ka, ang ilalagay mo lang doon, of course, yung mga parents mo at saka brothers and sisters mo. Yeah, that's it also required. Their names and all the details are required, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna bring them all with you. Kasi hindi pwede. Yeah, kung family ang status mo, married or may partner ka, yeah, you can include everyone, like yung partner mo at saka yung eligible na dependent mo. Yung sabi ko, in residence, ang pinaka-maximum na age for an eligible dependent is up to 24 years old. So, iba siya sa temporary work visa holder. Mas mataas yung ang age ng dependent pag residence application na. Ngayon, yung mga 21 to 24 years old, medyo alanganin, yun yung malaki ang scrutiny or mataas ang scrutiny ng Immigration New Zealand kasi kung dodgy na they must prove that they are totally and sufficiently dependent, substantially dependent upon the parents. So, may mga questions na tatanungin, may mga documents na iniin. So, as long as you can prove na totally dependent ka sa magulang mo, then you are dependent. Kahit na 24 years old ka.
Pero,
sabihin, kunyari,
sige ma'am, sorry.
Ngayari, nag-aaral ka pa, college ka, sinutustuhan ka, you must show proof or evidence that merong mga tuition fee na binayad ka coming from your parents. Kunyari, nasa abroad yung parents, so makikita yung remittance,
Okay. So that's the proof
paano
na, kumbaga
pinapadala
parang
sa
binibigyan
kanya.
ka pa ng allowance, parang gano'n, lahat
Oh,
ng,
indeed.
oh.
O tapos yung nakatira ka pa sa bahay nila, ganun. At saka wala kang
Okay.
asawa, wala kang anak. So yun yung mga factors, no? You're totally and financially dependent upon your parents, you are single, you're not married, you don't have a child.
Pero
So
yung,
yun ang
kunyari ma'am, yung
eligibility.
SMC, kunyari ako lang nag-apply, may family ako, wala namang difference yun, no? Pwede pa rin ako mag-apply ng ako lang, hindi ko muna isasama yung family ko.
Okay, possible yon, no? As long as you will include the names, of course, the details of your partner and children. However, you must provide a valid reason bakit hindi mo siya isasama. Dineclare mo nga siya sa application mo, sa residence, pero hindi mo sinama. Then, you must provide a reason. So, you need to explain bakit hindi mo sila isasama sa application. Noon, medyo excuse pa yung mga gano'n, no? Madali nilang mabigyan ng ng consideration. Ngayon medyo mahirap na. Marami silang why. Now, if you don't know how to write them up and you cannot defend yourself, you must really get an advisor.
Kasi ang iniisip nung iba, ako muna kasi masyadong mahal kung 4 kagad kami or 5 kagad kami napupunta dahil yung gastos, ganyan. So iniisip ng iba, ako na lang muna, pwede ba ako mag-apply ng SMC? Tapos ang sinasabi ko naman, pwede naman sila mag-apply for a work visa. Pero kung yung sa SMC kasi, ang una ko sinasabi doon, sayang kasi kung skilled din yung spouse mo. Kasi dagdag points yun, di ba? Pag skilled yung spouse mo. Dagdag sa total points nyo na kailangan nyo ma-reach. Pero yun nga, yun yung thinking kasi na iba na, ako muna, mahal eh. So ako na lang muna pupunta, parang ganun. So hindi muna sila mag-a-apply ng SMC na kasama yung family. So yun pala, kailangan mo magbigay ng explanation bakit di mo nga naman sasama yung family mo.
Right. Kasi, siyempre, partner mo yun. Kunyari, for example, kasi yung partner mo may requirements din na papakita ng evidence, di ba, na partnership evidence. Yung children mo, may evidence, pero mas mabigat yung partner. Ngayon, ang partner sa residence, dapat magpakita ng proof that they were living together for 12 months and above.
Okay.
May mga situation, may mga kliyente ako na hindi nila wala silang mga document magaling ng probinsya na may pakita na nakatira sila sa isang sa isang
naalala ko nga,
bahay.
ka ng pictures, mga ganun, no?
Oo, kulang yung picture. Kulang din yung marriage contract. Hindi sila niwala sa marriage contract. Dapat, ang proof na talaga partner mo siya is living together for 12 months or more. Diba? Yung iba, naitapon na yung mga sulat, yung mga resibo, yung kanilang power or electricity bill, combined pa doon sa family ng nanay, tatay, wala sa pangalan nila. Diba? Wala silang mga tinatawag na, di ba, yung financial interdependence, wala silang joint account. So, walang
proof.
yung history, baga. So, yun ang pinakamahirap. Then, they can say that, there is not enough or sufficient evidence for my partner, and that's the reason why I couldn't include her in the application. She will apply for a partnership work visa eventually. So, dapat, pag nag-apply ka, pwede mo na isama kasi yun ang reason na makapupunta siya dito. So, parang ganon. So, yun ang valid reason. Yung mga anak mo, kung minsan yung mga baby pa, o pwede sabihin mo yun kasi they're too young. You need to be, and the mother also will have to stay a little bit longer. So, may mga ganon na excuse na pwede rin naman. No? Pero, kung may paraan naman na pwede silang makapunta at may evidence naman, so bring them all together. Isa pa, makakatipid. Dahil kapag binikot mo yan, iba rin ang fee. No? Kasi magagastos ka ng Immigration New Zealand fee, di ba? Processing fee or visa fee. Tapos, pag iulitin mo na naman, another processing fee yon. Bukod pa dun kung mag-hire ka ng isang advisor. So there's another one. It's a separate contract with them, a separate fee for immigration New Zealand. So mas magastos.
Ayan, mas magastos yun
yung
guys
hindi
ha.
mo sila.
Hindi yung, ako muna kasi magastos. Kailangan sabay-sabay na. Para isahang gastos lang.
Yeah,
Mahirap nung
that's right.
Tapos mahihiwalay ka pa. Yun ang actually pinakamahirap, no? Mahiwalay sa family. Noong ako, ilang months lang kami magkahiwalay. Hirap na hirap dahil may mga bata. So, mas
Oo,
maganda
totoo yan.
magkakasama na kung pwede ka agad magkakasama.
So, isa pang point, Jose, if I may add, kapag matagal na kayong hindi nagsasama ng asawa mo at mag-a-apply ka na ng mahirap i-prove. Kasi minsan, dahil sa hindi mo na siya hindi ka na nakaka-uwi, di ba? Kunyari 1 year, 1 month lang every year, may gap yun ng mga period, no? So, parang sa Immigration New Zealand, there is, yung parang hindi ka nagsama or you didn't live together for 12 months. That's a little bit doubtful. So that the longer that yung prolong, hindi siya kasama, the longer will be, yung mas maano yung issue mo, mas mahirap yung issue mo
mas
sa
dodgy.
immigration.
Okay. So ma'am, last question na tayo, no? So, tinanong ko to sa inyo kanina, pero i-repeat na lang din natin, no? Kasi alam naman ng lahat, di naman kaila sa lahat. We're in a period na unprecedented. First time nangyari on this generation na may pandemic, no? So, sabi nga natin kanina, lahat na apektuhan, not only for immigration, but actually everybody, no? The whole world. So, ano yung tingin yung nafo-foresee nyo na mangyayari when it comes to immigration? Particularly for Filipinos na gusto magpunta dito, they're aspiring to go to New Zealand, they want to apply, but sa ngayon kasi, alam naman natin lahat, wala pa, pero baka merong may rainbow na ba nakikita for aspiring applicants. And if you could add any other tips na pwede nyo ibigay sa kanila when applying, baka pwede nyo na rin i-share, ma'am.
Sure. Recently, may release ang Immigration New Zealand na amendment circular, no? In regards to the critical workers. Yung critical workers na pwede nilang i-allow to enter the New Zealand border or to work are those healthcare workers. Healthcare workers. Yung mga doktor, mga nurses, yung mga caregivers, ganun. At saka yung mga iba pang medical workers. So binuksan nila yon dahil because of this COVID crisis, no, na kailangan din natin sa New Zealand. But it depends on any country kung i-allow silang mabas. So kung merong mang nagre-recruit sa kanila from New Zealand, I think that's one of the lists na pwedeng i-allow na pumasok dito. But all the rest are all under yung naka-hold pa, no? So yun yung iintayin pa natin. Ano pa yung light na nakikita natin? We are now seeing that na decline na yung percentage ng COVID, na contaminations or transmission. So dito sa New Zealand, halos di ba, wala na tayong mga lockdowns. Hindi na ganun kalaki, no? And we are already on level 1. Ibig sabihin, halos normal na tayo, back to normal. So if things will go on and the circumstance will be maintained, pipiliin na lang siguro possibility yung mga bubuksan na border na countries na pwede na buksan ng border. Now, when they know that their status there are also improving. So yung ganon. So we understand that New Zealand needs also workers, lalo na sa construction area. Mga infrastructure area, kulang pa rin tayo, no?
Like
we have shortages of construction workers and dairy farm workers, maganon. May ikot-ikot na lang dito yung mga tao.
Add ko lang yung, mama, add ko lang yung kulang. Yung isa yung horticulture ba? Di ba yung horticulture ngayon, yung mga cherry pickers? Kailangan dito ngayon.
Yeah. Oo, bali ang tawag doon mga seasonal workers. Ibig sabihin, temporary workers lang sila. Dati-dati, yung mga food picking natin ngayon, na ang dami-daming thousands of workers are needed, yung mga holiday worker, yung holiday visa na
yung
from
working
different
holiday
countries.
visa.
Yeah. Oo, yung working holiday visa. So, ngayon wala kasi closed na lahat muna yung manong application. So, kulang tayo talaga ng mga seasonal workers. Pero yun nga, hindi pa, yung mga nandito lang, mga nakastay, yun lang ginagamit nila, yung mga walang trabaho, yung mga New Zealanders, ilang muna, hindi pa nila nabubuksan yung seasonal workers sa ibang bansa. I mean sa, overseas.
So ngayon, ma'am, wala tayong magagawa but to wait, no? Sa ngayon, wala talaga, no?
Yes, that's correct. No? So, konting tiis na lang. Although ang sabi ng mga schools, there is still an ongoing processing of enrollment dun sa mga international student, pero they cannot issue an offer place. Sabihin, hindi nila muna ma-assess because they are not sure yet kung kailan bubuksan ng border na magpa-process mga student visa application. So yun lang ang so antay na lang, antabay na lang so para we pray and hope na matapos na tong crisis ng buong mundo para back to normal na tayo.
Kumbaga ang sliver of hope sa ngayon is mga healthcare workers, no? So
that's correct.
Mas malaki yung chance ba na yung mga healthcare workers is makapasok sa New Zealand, makapag-apply.
Meron namang sa student visa, yung mga international student, open lang to sa mga master's degree holder at saka PhD holder. So, pero may quota. Maliit lang, no? 200 lang na students. So, it's not even enough for the hundreds of thousands of students who want to study here in New Zealand. So, yun po, medyo konting tiis lang. At affected tayong lahat sa crisis.
Kailangan samahan ng dasal. Kailangan magdasal. At saka parating na yung vaccine. May vaccine na
may vaccine na i-release ang pag na-process na yun at okay na yung vaccine na i-issue sa mga tao. So, yun nga. And we wish everyone well.
Thank you very much po for your time. Thank you. At natuloy din. Actually, matagal na kami nag-uusap ni Ma'am Aileen. Hindi kami magtugma ng schedule. And
pasensya na,
thank you.
Jose.
Papadala na lang kita na isang box ng ensaymada.
Okay, masarap yun.
Papagawa ko sa wife ko. Magagawa siya ng ensaymada. Or cinnamon rolls, whichever you want po. Bigyan kita.
That's awesome. Anything will be okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Talaga.
So guys, si Ma'am Aileen, you can find her details at www.iaa.gov.nz. She's a licensed...
O kaya ilagay mo na lang sa link mo.
Yeah, I'll put all the links nung company nila and yung yung link nung IAA profile niya. So, she's a licensed immigration advisor here in New Zealand. So, huwag kayo maniwala sa akin. Maniwala kayo sa akin.
Salamat
kasi alam ko yung no? So, again, ma'am, thank you very much sa time nyo. And, ayan, hopefully next time maulit, no? Baka may mga questions na hindi alam ng hindi natin masagot. Sana masagot ninyo next time.
Sige po. Thank you for having me also.
May gusto ba kayong batiin, ma'am? Shout out sa mga fans nyo dyan.
Siyempre, una, yung mga kababayan nating Pinoy, namimiss na namin kayo, pero hindi rin kami makauwi para makadalaw sa Pilipinas.
Taga saan po ba kayo sa Pilipinas, ma'am?
Bali sa Bulacan.
Bulacan.
Tapos, Cagayan Valley yung parents ko, yung mother ko. Tapos, pero nasa Pasig kami nakatira dati before
Pasig.
migrating to New Zealand.
Malapit lang kayo sa ano kami. Ang province ko is Pampanga. So, malapit lang.
I see. Marami akong kliyente yung Kapampangan na magaling magluto.
Oo nga,
Very
magaling nga.
good.
Ako
Well
hindi.
done. Si Mrs. naman magaling.
Oo, imiss ko
Sige,
eh.
maraming salamat din and thank you for having
Thank
me.
you, ma'am,
And
talaga for your time.
yeah,
Ano,
I hope
talagang
natulungan natin
talagang
yung
si
mga
ma'am
kababayan.
yung she gave her time. Walang bayad to kay ma'am. Ensaymada lang ay bibigay ko. Nakahiya.
Sige po, walang anuman po
Ayan.
para makatulong sa ating kababayan.
Apo. Yun.
Sige,
Yun din naman talaga yung ano ko, yung purpose ko dun sa kaya ako ginawa yung series na yun para rin ma-share. Kung ba ma-inspire ba yung mga tao na kung gusto nila mag-apply dito sa New Zealand, they could. Yeah. Why not?
yeah, it is still possible. Medyo, intay lang ng konti, be patient, pero there is always, a rainbow at the end of this storm. Okay?
Oh,
So, intay lang po tayo. Maraming salamat
thank you
and God
po.
bless. Sige, bye-bye.
Bye.